Live from the heart of America, I'm Steve Gruber, ready to deliver an inclusive and diverse discussion on the most important topics of today. Giving you better analysis and insight than anyone else, shining a spotlight on the cockroaches inside the swamp, and there are many, then delivering truth and justice for the American way. Here are three big things you need to know to start today. Number one, Senator Joe Manchin is continuing to hammer on his Democrat colleagues and sounds less and less like a Democrat, or maybe like one that will challenge Joe Biden. We'll find out. Number two, we're learning a lot more about the Chinese spy balloon that crossed the country a few weeks ago, and we've now learned it was a spy balloon. Yep. And number three, it is a very dark day in American history. April 4th will be as ugly as 9/11, or April 14th, or November 22nd. This is the day that a radical far-left local district attorney will break nearly 250 years of tradition by securing an indictment against a former president, Donald Trump. We're expected to learn a lot more shortly after lunch today. The indictment's supposed to happen around 2:15, okay? And though the indictment is sealed technically, information is leaked from the office of Alvin Bragg, and we expect some 30 charges. Felonies, we're told, but until we have more information, we're still in the dark. However, telling a former president and current presidential candidate he's not allowed to even discuss the matter is likely coming as well, something I would describe as an open affront to the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. And I say that because we've also been led to believe that the judge in this case will almost certainly issue a gag order, meaning Trump would be in contempt of court for posting on social media or discussing this case at campaign rallies, as he is the current leader of the Republican run to be nominated for president. But the left may have misjudged the entire thing, because right now they're transforming Donald Trump into a martyr. A martyr that's raking in millions of dollars and will almost certainly solidify his nomination by the Republican Party as its candidate for next year to run for president for the third time in 2024. And with a gag order pending, the former president issued a statement on tape Monday to beat the rush. He wanted to make sure he got out there and could be heard. President Trump taking donations for his defense on the verge of appearing in court later today. Here he is. Listen.
We are now officially a third world country. No president in the history of our country has been subjected to such vicious and disgusting attacks. But they only attack me because I fight for you. It's very simple. They can't buy me and they can't control me, and that scares them beyond belief. Since the very beginning, I've shunned the globalist special interest donors who have made a fortune off of destroying our country. Instead, our presidential campaign has always been funded by grassroots patriots like you. Your contribution today will show the left that nothing can destroy the greatest political movement in history. This is the greatest movement in political history. There's never been anything like it. Even the fake news media, when they hear me say that, they can't challenge it because it's true. And you think about what we did in 2016, and then we did even better by many millions and millions of votes in 2020, but the election was rigged and stolen. But now we're going to take back our country in 2024. If you're doing poorly because of Biden's disastrous policies, don't even think about making a contribution to our campaign. You and your family always come first. Our movement is about making your life better and putting you first. So I don't want you to incur any financial costs that you can't afford. But if you're doing well because all of the things that I've done have brought you wealth and prosperity, or at least you're extremely comfortable, it would be really great if you could contribute to our campaign. You know how to do it, because they're going to have billions of dollars fighting to make this a communist country, and that's what they're doing. They skipped socialism. The train didn't stop at that station. In just a couple of years, our country is going to be richer, stronger, and greater than ever before. But that's only if we win in 2024. Otherwise, our country will continue to fail. Our country will be a disaster. Together, we will make America great again.
So that might be the last thing you hear from Donald Trump. Now that the gag order is on the horizon, could be the last thing you hear from him for some time to come. We'll see how this plays out. Now, the judge in the case has denied a motion to allow live cameras inside the courtroom. In fact, no electronic devices will be allowed inside the courtroom. I don't know if we'll have a feed of microphones of any sort. Cell phones, electronic devices, all strictly prohibited inside the courtroom today by anybody that's in the media. That part we know. Now, cameras can be in the hallways, and there will be overflow rooms. And obviously, the media wants to be in there. They want to make this as big a circus as possible. The problem is, I don't think this is working for the folks on the left. You see, Joe Biden's approval numbers continue to collapse. You know, we've seen the steady flow of dollars from China to the Biden crime family. We've seen the evidence of the problems that are occurring with Joe Biden. OPEC raises the price of oil by reducing production. No warning. The failures of American policy in Ukraine. The failures of American policy at the southern border. You see, the folks in the district attorney's office there in Manhattan are trying to help their pal out. This case isn't going anywhere. Oh, and bottom line is this. I didn't even realize this. I had to go all the way to the very back page of a couple of articles to realize, a potential guilty verdict in this case would not prevent Trump from running for the White House in 2024. They're just trying to smear the guy. Again. They make Donald Trump stronger. And today I stand with America. I stand with tradition. I stand with those that came before us that knew better than to go after presidents and former presidents with such garbage cases. Because it presents us as nothing more than a third world nation, a carnival, a sideshow. It's not who we are. Tampering with official business records, really? Altering business records, really? A 2-year statute of limitations on that. This happened years ago, 2016. 7 years ago, and they're still trying to pursue this case, even though the Department of Justice, the Federal Election Commission, the predecessor to Alvin Bragg, and everyone else looked at this case and said, there's nothing here. Meanwhile, the FBI still has Hunter Biden's laptop from December of 2019. We all know what's on the laptop, the implications that are involved. The only winner here really is Joe Biden, who got his name off the front page and his dirty family off the front page because Donald Trump sucks all the wind and all the air out of the room, all hell off the entire news cycle here and around the world. This is the number one news story in the world. And Donald Trump's going to capitalize on it. So I stand with America today. I stand with Donald Trump against this ridiculous, embarrassing, third world maneuver by a left-wing DA hack. There's no other way to describe this. The statute of limitations has come and gone. You can't spin a misdemeanor into a felony. The magical legal theory just doesn't work. I'll take a break. We're just getting started here today. It's the Steve Gruber Show.